And congratulations to Deion Sanders, EYL alumni.
Congrats.
EYL alumni.
Do you believe?
Crazy.
Colorado.
You still don't
And
believe?
I don't want to hear it was just one game. Stop that. That's hate. TCU, didn't they compete last year for like a national title?
They got destroyed in the national championship.
They were the runner-ups for the national championship. They were the number 2 team in the country last year.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of hate. They now
20-point underdogs.
20-point underdog.
And they went away game.
Yes. And won.
Look,
and set school records while they did it.
He got Boulder popping. Man, I used to live in Colorado. Nobody was going to Boulder.
Yeah.
Sold out.
We had a conversation about Deion in Miami.
About the turnaround?
Yes.
Yeah. And I said what?
You said it's gonna take 4 years.
I said 2 years. You said next year.
I said next year.
I said no.
Sports
no.
Like this.
Then let's do it. If you want.
God did.
Then let's do it.
God.
Let's go on record.
God did.
Here's what I said.
Oh my God.
I said it's gonna take 2 years because you got to get a whole new team. Yes, they did one. What they did is phenomenal. We're going for them. They got a whole new team. TCU also had a new team too. They were the second highest turnover rate outside of Colorado. But I said what they have to compete with in the Pac. I don't even know what it's called. No, they all everybody's leaving. I just seen Stanford's not in the Pac-12 anymore. It's
really?
Yeah. I said they still got it. You said they're gonna finish. They're gonna win the Pac-12. I said wait, they still got to beat USC. They still got to face Oregon. These are top 10 teams.
You said 2 years or 4 years?
I said 2. It's gonna take at least 2. You said next year. It's on
Pop Shotty and Jack and that.
It's happening. It's happening now.
They won their first game.
That's a big win, bro.
The number 17 team in the country.
That's a big win.
And it's a great win. I'm not denying.
Yeah.
Yo, we are ruined.
Travis
Hunter is the best player in the country.
I've never
top
seen
5 players in the country.
I've never seen a player play every single down before. Like this is
we haven't seen
like
that's a good point.
He's playing like Pop Warner.
Yeah,
he's playing every down on
generation.
Travis Hunter is the top 5 player in the country,
and their quarterback
Shador.
He's
Shador's ill too.
He's top 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm not.
500 yards.
We're
not denying it. You know, they set records, and we are rooting for them. Right? We are rooting for them. What I'm saying is, based on what is returning to the Pac-12, who's Caleb Williams is the Heisman Trophy winner at USC. He's probably going to be the number 1 pick in the draft.
Look,
he is playing at USC. They play at USC this year. I want them to. That's prime time. When Colorado plays USC,
no pun intended.
Prime time. Yep. When they play Oregon, that's going to be prime time. They still got some games on their schedule. It's like, yo, they got. And it's the first year.
I never said that they was going to win. I said that they was going to have a winning record. They won 1 game last year.
Last year, 1-10.
My prediction was that they will have a winning record this year. They will be probably the Pac-10, whatever. What is it?
Whatever. It was Pac-12. I don't know.
It'll be the Pac-12 winners next year, and then by year 3, they're competing for a national champion. They might accelerate that.
You think they can win the
They're
Pac-12 this year?
Capable.
No, just going on the record then.
Yes, they're capable.
Not capable.
Possible.
Are they going? All right, top 2? Pac-12?
I think they'll be top 3.
Top 3.
Top 3?
Top 3.
Top 3. More importantly for the audience, since you guys interviewed him, what are some leadership lessons from Deion that you guys learned that you think the audience could apply to themselves tonight?
Deion is a man of high character.
Yep.
He has a belief in himself, and he instills it on not only just his teammates, but his family, right? So we just can't take that for granted that is his son playing quarterback.
Yes.
That's tough in itself, playing under your father, but you can see the belief that he has in his safety, right? So that's his son as well, right? But it feels like the entire team feels like they're his kids. Yeah. And he's done that since he was in Texas coaching youth football. When he was at Jackson State, it felt that way. He's a man of high character, who has a wealth of knowledge inside the game of football, but more importantly, he has a wealth of knowledge in the game of life.
Yeah.
I feel like when you hear him talk, it's not just something that's been rehearsed. It's something that he's actually lived, and
he's lived it.
He lived it, and the kids believe in it, right? His students believe in it. His athletes believe. It's translating, right? Like even down to the littlest things, like when he changed the captain off the jersey, he took it off. He said, "Yo, we don't believe in captains. We really believe in leaders, and we believe in dogs."
Yep.
So if they got an L on their shirt, they leaders, and if they got the D on it, they dogs. Just changing the narrative of what the expectation can be in, because people are still looking at him like, "Yeah, that's a former athlete. He's a football player. He doesn't know." It just doesn't translate well. Most players don't turn into great coaches. He's doing it, but he's bigger than a coach. He's a leader of young men.
I'm gonna give you business. This is the business lesson from Deion, and I spoke about this when we interviewed him. He has done the best job I've ever seen ever as far as utilizing social media and captivating, controlling the narrative and incorporating culture. He did it at Jackson State. He's doing it at Colorado. So when you see Gillian Wallow and you see Yellow Breezy in the locker room, and even for us, when he was following us and I just DM'd him like, hey, would love it. And he's like, let's do it. Let's set it up. He was in tune to know how many college coaches, they're not watching Earn Your League.
No clue.
He's in tuned enough to know who's the mover and shakers in the culture and who's important for his own personal brand. But more important, he knows as his brand personally grows, then it's going to be easier to recruit players. You create a culture and you create a wave, and he's doing it. Even how the style of content, cell phone content, and that's something that I probably shouldn't even say this because I know nobody would ever do it for us. But one of the things that we did was we cut videographers and started just using cell phones because we realized that the organic footage was more beneficial than highly produced videos. And Deion Sanders is a major reason why we did that, because just watching him, his videos getting 500,000, 600,000 views, and it would just be him just dapping up Michael Irvin or him just, meeting Warren Sapp. And his other son is the one that's actually curating it with the cell phone. And he's mastered social media and he's utilized social media. You don't get 48 new transfers, and it's not just those 3 players. He's gotten probably the best recruiting class from in America. Notre Dame, all of these top schools. This is another reason why they won. He's done that because he's created a buzz around his culture that I've never seen before ever from social media. And that's not done by accident. He has a marketing mind. He's a marketing genius.
Always has been. And
even like the things that he's saying, like he knows that I'm gonna say this is gonna go viral. So like the press conference at the end of it, when he starts to go on, he was doing that when he was playing. He dumped a bucket of ice on a reporter one time. I remember when he was playing football. So he's been doing this his whole career. He always knew how to create a lane for himself. He realized that I think his end goal is to go to NFL, but he's realizing that he's fast tracking his trajectory. He's not working his way up the ranks, being a defensive coordinator and then, doing it. He's fast tracking it, making enemies.
Jump the ladder.
You know what I'm saying? Being loud, being flashy, social media. People don't like it, but he's jumping the ladder. He's jumping the ladder to the point now where he's the biggest name in college sports.
Absolutely.
For anybody, for a player, for a coach, like in college sports, Deion Sanders is the biggest name. That's not easy to do. So it's like, his marketing, the marketing genius of it is something that I think anybody should look at, how he's marketed himself in just 4 years, really, and has catapulted his stock is actually pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, Saturday was the biggest recruitment tool that he ever needed. Here's the interesting part of that whole story. When he was at Jackson State, he interviewed at one other school. You know what that school was?
What school was that?
TCU.
Really?
And they did not hire him.
Little chip on the shoulder.
Bigger than a chip, right? Like add them to the schedule and let's go in there and do it on the road. And so when he's talking about God is good and God is working at all times, there's a little piece of that. Like, you guys shunned the opportunity to have me here. And I went to Colorado and I brought my guys here with me, and they won it in impressive fashion. It was must-see TV, but that's the best part. Like, now Colorado, which was a 1-win team, where we can't undermine
not popping, boring.
One win.
Everybody in Boulder, but
the last time I remember Colorado, I think Cordell Stewart was the
back in the day.
That's the last time they was important. Yes, Rashawn Salam won the Heisman in '94, but last time Cordell Stewart was a quarterback. Last time they were relevant. They're on national TV almost every week. ESPN, they're having College Game Day.
They got to
at Boulder, Colorado next week versus Nebraska, and the game you cannot buy a ticket.
They had College Game Day at Jackson, Mississippi. Here's my theory on what Deion did. I think Deion. I think he was a high school coach in Texas, right? I think he said, I want to become an NFL coach. How do I fast track this as quick as possible?
Yeah.
The first step is you got to be a college coach, right? But you got to usually work your way up the ranks to become a college coach. So he says, okay, I'm not going to go to he could have went to like a big school and been a defensive coordinator and worked his way up.
Well, can I just pause you for 2 seconds? Because you're going to make a valid point. You have to be a college coach if you look like us. Because there's been NFL coaches who've had no college experience and went straight to the league.
Well, so what I'm saying is that from a high school coach.
Yeah.
So he says, okay, there's the fast track. I'm gonna go to a black college.
Mhm.
Nobody would be expecting this. I'm gonna get the head coaching job pretty easily. And I'm gonna turn this into a complete spectacle. I'm gonna have all the rappers. I'm gonna do just what he did, right?
And win.
So then he says, okay,
and win.
no, you got to win.
Mhm.
So now he says, okay, I'm gonna go to the worst team in Division I, big program. Colorado hasn't been good for 20 years. They won one game last year, right? Whereas it's not even a competitive thing. It's not like he went to try to get the job at Ohio State or try to get the job at Michigan. I'm going to go bottom level. It's still a power conference. They have resources. They have the facility. They're just terrible. I'm going to go there and I'm going to get this wave lit. Exactly what he's doing. To the point where now it's undeniable. A few years of this continues.
Yep.
He's gonna be prime position.
He'll be coaching the Jets
in the NFL.
Yep.
In fact,
right there with Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
He brought his luggage. And what did he say the luggage was? Louis.
Yep.
So shout out to Deion, and shout out to the guys. But yeah, I think that it's just, I think it's a very interesting business case study on marketing on a variety of different standpoints, and something like I said that we actually implemented. I saw the cell phone thing. I said, yo, we're not doing videos anymore. We're doing cell phone videos. Even InvestFest. If you look at most of the videos on InvestFest that really got a lot of traction, it's just regular cell phone videos. So
he got it so popping. Think about this from a branding standpoint. It became so popping that Nike has signed him again, and they're bringing back his sneakers.
Yep.
So if you watch what Shador was wearing, he's wearing his dad's sneaker from '96.
Yeah.
It's cleat.
Of course.
Like that. Like this guy hasn't played. You know what I'm saying? Like think about that. He's the coach of a team, but I mean, he was obviously one of the best players that's ever played. A superstar.
Yeah.
But his shoe line comes back into play for a brand that probably wasn't going to be selling those in the near future. Maybe 5 years ago.
Nobody was thinking about Colorado since
at all.
Rocket Ishmael.
No, that's Notre Dame.
Or
don't do that.
Quadri Ishmael, right?
His brother went to. Did his brother go to Colorado?
Quadri Ishmael.
Quadri's his brother.
Yeah.
Rockets Notre Dame.
Long story. They haven't been good in a long time. Now Colorado's great. It's the place to be.
I put over this weekend. If you deliver the victories, the money will find you. They didn't even have the budget to assign him as a coach, and it reminds me of
boosters.
Boosters found the money, and it goes back to when Steve Jobs came back from Apple, when Sully ran a company into the ground. Carl Icahn turned around some companies, whether you liked him as a corporate raider or not. And I know some of you at home may be like, this doesn't apply to investing. Marketing is a part of the supply chain to move the market cap of a company up. It does matter. There's a reason why Buffett has his annual conference, why Apple has the developer conference. I want you to take these lessons, and you can see a lot of what Deion is doing, and Elon does it.
It's also a real estate play. As far as this is what I mean by this, you have to see opportunity when nobody else does. So
absolutely,
opportunity in Jackson State is take the worst, take the thing that nobody wants. Nobody was fighting for the job at Jackson State.
Yep.
Nobody was fighting for the job at Colorado. Like I said, it's much harder to try to get the job at Alabama, right, or LSU. So everybody's already fighting for New York real estate. Everybody's already fighting for Miami real estate. When Bugsy Siegel went to Las Vegas, it was just desert. Nobody thought he had the vision. Nobody would have thought that Las Vegas would be what it is. He had the vision to say, nobody wants this. This is in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna make this in Las Vegas. Nobody was thinking about Dubai. They had the vision to say this is going to be the #1 tourist attraction in the world. So when you're investing in real estate or anything in life, look at what nobody wants. Look at where nobody's looking, as opposed to looking where everybody's looking. Don't try to do a show on YouTube about stocks. It's already being done. Right?
That's a prime example. Yes.
Do what nobody else is doing. Look at what nobody else is doing. Look at what nobody's paying attention to. And this is a way for you to secure your spot. And now once everybody starts to do it, you become the authority in the space.
Mm-hmm. If I would have told someone, hey, I'm gonna do a show on YouTube, and then 3 years later I'm gonna be on stage with Kathy Wood or Mike Novogratz, they'd be like, man, get out of here. At the time, no one was even comfortable speaking in urban vernacular when talking to us.
Preposterous.
And that's is really key. Every brand that we loved has carved out their own niche, and being just them. No one likes a copycat. So like when the iPad came out and Windows made their version of a tablet, no one wanted the damn tablet. It could have had more features, more people like originals. And we need more originals in leadership in this country and in the stock market so we can get off the Magnificent Seven. And NFTs tried to be originals, but it just didn't pan out. Put yes in chat if I told you them damn NFTs was gonna fail. We'll talk about everything else.
So about that.
Non-fungible token.